Hey everybody, Mr.MiyagiStyle. How was your weekend? Why do people like to piss me off? I have no clue why. So in this Facebook group, there's now another knucklehead, I call him, who would like to test the waters with me. And it's funny because I engage with these people sometimes, and I don't know why they're in these groups. You know, these are specialized groups, and if you belong to a group and you're biased or you're anti that particular thing that group is about, why would you be in this group? You know, there's a couple guys on there, actually there's three. One, I already know who he is, and I've confirmed him. He's the same guy that I've been kind of confronting on YouTube. He's the same guy that's on this Facebook group with the Ace Pro. And all they do is say negative things about the Ace Pro. They're just smart asses, right? You know, guys, the reason why I'm here is because I'm here to help people out. I'm not here to be an arrogant asshole or be a know-it-all or whatever. I'm just using my background, what knowledge and technical knowledge I have to help out people. You know, it just makes me kind of ill to stumble on these people in these groups and YouTube channel. They're just arrogant assholes. You know, they just think they know it all, and they're rude. And this guy in another channel who's also in the Facebook group just got basically told off by the content creator, and he was quite rude in his response to that content creator, and he was a fanboy. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've always been taught that if you don't have anything good to say, shut the hell up. You know, and these people that are in this Facebook, or there's two guys in this Facebook, they're testing me. They're like, oh, well, you're a know-it-all, or no, I'm not. I'm just telling you guys what I know. And funny thing is, I'm in these groups, and I'm actually helping the people out with their cameras. You know, if they have an issue with the camera, or if they need help, or if they're not sure about the information of the camera, you know, I'll go find out. I have my sources at Insta360. I have my sources at DJI as well, right? And I like to help these people out, these newbies or these people who are having problems. And then you have these asshats who come in and they just kind of roam around. They're not really there for the product, for that specific product. And usually the things that come out of their mouths is just BS. You know what, guys? If you're watching this video, come on my channel and let's have a dispute. And you can be an asshole on my channel. You're not gonna piss me off. I worked in the restaurant business for 25 years. I was in retail. I was a bartender. You're never gonna piss me off. I have fun with you guys. I'm retired. I have lots of time. You know, let's play. Come at me, right? You know, help people out. Don't be an asshole. You know, don't be a know-it-all. Don't be a fanboy. You know, if somebody needs help, this is a society that we have here, right? You know, it's like a group of people. When somebody's beating somebody up, you know what we do first? We don't help them out. We pull out our phones and we start taking videos. This is the kind of people that we are breeding now. This is the kind of mentality that we have now, right? And it's sad to see this, because I join these groups to try and help people and to inform people, or to, if I find something interesting about the camera or whatever, I'll share it. You know, it's a sharing group. It's not a group where you can go on and tell and pretend you're an expert and come off like you're a professional, or you're cool, or you're not cool, man. You're an idiot, right? I'm just gonna say something. Some people will just ignore it and won't say anything. I will say something, right? And I'm gonna call you out. I don't care. What are you gonna do? You know. I got a couple things. You guys think that I hate GoPro, or I hate DJI because of this Ace Pro. I don't, guys. Honestly, I'm gonna show you why. You know, I'm gonna go back to what I said before. When I was looking for the next camera in my lineup, I wanted something that was easy to use. I wanted something that was good in low light, and the Ace Pro was at the top of my list in terms of the check boxes for me. And there was a reviewer, and I'll post his review down the bottom. He just did a review, and it was amazing. It was a guy who did lots and lots and lots of footage testing between the DJI Action 4 and the Ace Pro. And the GoPro wasn't in this race. And he decided to keep the DJI 4, and hey, awesome. You know, if that's what you want and that's works for you, then by all means get the DJI 4. He didn't say anything bad about the Ace Pro. He said that it was a really tough decision for him, and he finally just a few things that worked for him. He stayed with the DJI A4, and that's great. I said, amazing review, dude. Congratulations, and have fun with your A4. I don't have a problem with that. This is the point of me being here, right? Is to put everything out, and then you guys decide what's best for you, because not all cameras are the same for anybody, right? Just because you use something differently doesn't mean the other person uses the same way as you, and you can't tell him to buy it because that's the way you use it, right? That's not how he uses it or she uses it. Okay, so these people, the funny thing is, these people are the reason why I exist, right? To kind of debunk a few things and just get it out there and say, well, you know what? Before you listen to these guys, make sure that you are aware of all these other areas too, and those areas may cover what you want the camera to do, right? I don't want you guys to miss out on the camera if that's for you, right? And it can be a GoPro, it can be a DJI, but don't come and tell me that this is better than this camera is better than this, and it's not, okay? And when I ask you and I confront you, you don't back it up. Anyways, you guys also don't realize that, fanboys and all these guys don't realize that the reason why these cameras are here, the Ace Pros and stuff like that, it's in your benefit. You have to understand this, because as a company who's this innovative, and I just had a dispute with a guy, and obviously he's a GoPro fan. He was making fun of me, the things I was saying about the Ace Pro, and I said to him, you know what? His response, it was something about the glare on one of the members had a problem with, and I helped him out with it. And this guy comes in, and his response was, "Well, you should have known better than to buy a first gen camera." Okay, so this guy's having a problem with his camera. Okay, I'm trying to help this person with the camera and suggest a few things. This jackass jumps on and says that. Is that productive to you guys? And he's in an Ace Pro group. Why would you say something like that? You know what I mean? It's rude. It shows me how arrogant asshole you are, and I'm gonna say you're an asshole because you are, right? So I got into it with it, and he thought he was gonna piss me off, calling me granny and stuff like that. And he even said, "Oh, you don't know anything about cameras, obviously." Okay, well, whatever. That's the first thing you say when you lose a battle, right? You start to insult the other person. That's fine, whatever. I'm used to idiots like these people, right? And my response to him, okay, I won't buy a first gen camera. Well, wait a minute. This first gen camera is already a strong contender to a 12th generation camera, who still can't get overheating issues right, who still looks horrible in low light, right? Who still has an interface that's laggy as shit, right? And you guys can't tell me that's not true, because it is. If you don't believe me, talk to all the other GoPro users. I'll go buy one and I'll show you. How's that? Right? I've had a GoPro 11. I've had a GoPro 12. I've had all the GoPros. Right? So, and consistently, I return them because they're just garbage. It's just the same crap every time, and they're not innovative. At least DJI is innovative. I'm a big DJI guy. Right? So, this guy was just chirping, he was insulting me, and I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm tired of you. You're wasting my keystrokes, you know, blah, 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 blah. Look back to the history, and he's in this channel. He's been there for a month. And I'll go back and I'll kind of do a little investigation, right? He has not contributed to this channel. He has not helped anybody, okay? So, why are you here? Why are you in this group? Are you here because somebody put you there? Are you getting paid to be there, to be an asshole? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, that's that. Yeah, I don't hate GoPros and I don't hate DJIs. It's good to have competition like Ace Pros, okay, or whatever company, right? Because when a company comes out with a first generation camera that is now the talk of the action camera world, and it's a strong contender. It's not a GoPro killer, nor is it a DJI killer, but it's a damn strong contender. And some of the things that the GoPro can't even contend with or compete with. And they're putting this up against guys like SLRs. They're putting it against the Pocket 3s, which are twice the price, and they're putting it up against the DJI A4, which I think is a great camera. Don't get me wrong. That was my first choice. And you know why this is important? Because it will wake up companies like GoPro to be more innovative. You don't think they're looking at this and they're saying, whoa, guys, wait. In their R&D department saying, guys, why is this camera not overheating, shooting at 8K? Why is this camera not overheating, shooting at 120 frames per second in 4K? You know, why is our cameras overheating, right? Why is this so much better in low light? We're on our 12th camera. We still have an interface that's like a Godzilla movie. You know how the person talks and the sound comes later? Like, are you serious? So, having these companies come up with devices like this who are opening eyes and waking up people, it's important because I bet you the next GoPro, it's going to be a lot better. I can guarantee you that. And the next DJI will be a lot better. You need these guys to be innovative. And you guys sitting there so used to the overheating, so used to the laggy screen, so used to no low light shooting capabilities. It's sad because you're just used to those problems. And then you're nitpicking at little things from new cameras. Now, what do you think is more sad? A company who's innovative? Or you on your ass sitting there thinking your inferior camera is better? Because you can't get over that there might be something that's actually better than that camera. Anyways, my rant for the day. You can fast forward as usual. You don't want to hear my shit? Don't hear it? Okay, a couple things. I got some accessories in. I'm going to try and make this short because I have to go over dinner. I need my tea! I'm not feeling well today, man. I've been nauseous all day. I went to play with my dog, so I had to get off the screen. Bloody hell. You saw the video, right? Boring 6.5 freaking minutes. Anyways, guys, I did get one item in. It's the metal cage. I'm a little disappointed because it's not what was advertised. So I sent a dispute back, and hopefully they'll refund me, and I'll reorder the one that I really want. Now, it's weird because on his post, here's camera here. On his post, this is the metal cage. Okay, really nice little cage. It's a Hepail cage. Of course, it's Chinese. Chinese have the weirdest names for their accessories. Why? Just use a freaking AI generated name generator. Bloody hell, get better names than these things. So the reason why I ordered, there was two cages that are available for the Ace. Excuse me, the Ace Pro. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm gonna pan the camera down. I don't want you to look at my face anymore. We're gonna look at fun toys here. So just give me a second. I'm just gonna pan it down. Ooh, look, I should be a hand model. Maybe not. I need a manicure badly. Anyways, yeah, I'm actually starting to shoot on this camera because I'm doing longer videos and I want to shoot this and I have to worry about overheating. For some weird reason, my A6300, it's a chronic thing with this camera. If it's shooting at 4K, even at 30 frames, it overheats at about 20 minutes and it'll shut down in about 30 minutes. I think it's only max 30 minutes per video recording anyway. So I've been shooting at 1080 at 60 frames. So it looks pretty good. It's fine, whatever. It's me chatting anyways. So anyways, so this is cage. There was actually two cages that you can available. So when I was talking about earlier the cage, the metal cage, you know, it's aluminum cage. It's actually, this one's not bad. It's actually not that heavy and it's pretty skeletal. It will give you that extra protection for the camera in terms of the frame. Unfortunately, my silicone case and the quick connect, they lost my order. So, and I had to dispute that. They canceled it and I had to reorder it, right? But it was lost in logistics. So I've seen this before, so I may get 2 for 1. So I've seen AliExpress do this and then it shows up at my door like 2 weeks later. But you never know. I reordered, so hopefully I won't get it in before my trip, unfortunately, which sucks because I kind of wanted the quick connect for my trip. Anyways, this is the cage. So there was two cages. One has the button clip, which actually, when you press it, opens up clamshell, and it has a little hook Okay, the other one is the same similar idea. It doesn't have a hook. When you close it, there's a screw that you have to actually screw and tighten to lock it in, right? I wanted this one because I didn't want to mess around with the screw. This one is actually pretty quick. You just, it locks, and then if you want to open it, you just pop this and it opens up. Okay, so basically what essentially this is, it's just a cage for your Ace Pro, and it locks up and you got a nice little cage here, and it comes with this thing right here. So this is basically a mount that goes on, I think it's on this side. Yeah, it goes on this side here, and you just screw it in, right? And what this basically, I think it goes this way. Yeah, no, it goes this way. So you screw it in, so you can actually mount it on a portrait mode, vertical, right? And then you can just use your existing clip at the bottom. It's got open at the bottom. You just clip it in, and you have the metal cage here. It's nice, and it's got the cold shoe on the right hand side. Now here's my problem. The one I ordered is a little different design. It's not what they advertised, what that was sent to me. The one I ordered has a cold shoe on the right, and also has a cold shoe on the top. This one's missing the cold shoe. So the top here is different design than what was advertised. So I took some pictures and pointed it, and I just sent it back. So AliExpress will probably refund me, and I'll just have to reorder it. This one actually came pretty quick. It came about a week. So it was pretty fast. But it's nice because look at that. Gives it a nice metal frame, more protection on the body, keeps the glass display not flush with the body. So if you're putting it down, you're not putting it against that screen. So it's a nice little, and you can use the UV cap on there as well. Fits fine. So if I've got it on a mount and I need to get my camera out, all I have to do is pop this button, pull the frame out, and I can just pull the camera. Ooh, oh shit! I got my clip. Make sure you take the clip off. You can pull the camera right out. Okay, so that's that. And so hopefully I'll get the new one, and they'll probably not. I reordered another one, or sorry, I'm waiting for the refund. I'll probably reorder another one. Hopefully I'll get the right one. Likely they're not gonna make me ship this back. If they do, I'm just gonna say, well, no, because you guys made the mistake, and why am I paying to ship this back? It's your fault unless you want to pay me shipping back. Like it doesn't really matter. It's not a big, I have a cold shoe on the right, so I can always make an L-shape adapter if I need to. It's not a big deal. I'm not gonna use it for lights and stuff. I would just use it for like a light. So I have a light here. So when I press the light, it actually slides in the side and it'll clip on. So you now have a little light like that, right? So that's that. It's not a big deal. I'm probably not going to use that top anyways. I just want it for the frame, the frame. So just be careful if you do order this. Just make note that it should have the cold shoe on the right and the cold shoe on the top. This one did not have it on the top. Okay, so disappointing. Anyways, it works. It does the job. It protects my camera. That's what I meant. I gotta put this mount on. Anyways, that's that. Oh, I got my memory cards in. More memory cards. These were on sale. Memory cards are so cheap now. I want to try this. If you guys can read it, it's the Samsung Pro Ultimate cards. Okay, so these things are supposed to be equivalent to the SanDisk Extreme Pros. The SanDisk Extreme Pros are nice, but they're pricier. This was a little bit cheaper, and it has the same exact specs as the SanDisk Extreme Pros made by Samsung. And I like Samsung cards. I have tons of Samsung cards, and they never failed me. I've actually had SanDisk cards fail me. So I'm gonna give these ones a crack. They're 256 gig. I think I picked up what, $35 Canadian for it, for 256, which is a really good price in Canada. It was. So yeah, I'll give these a try. And I ordered this because it was like $12. It's 128 gig, and it's a V2 V30 card. So yeah, you know what? They're so cheap. It's always a good idea to have a few backups just in case one fails, especially when I have so many cameras. That it's good for me to have these in case I lose a memory card or it gets toast or whatever. Anyways, so you guys know that you guys think that I hate DJIs and GoPros. I'm gonna tell you, one of my favorite cameras out of the new ones that I have, like the Ace Pro. Ace Pro is now my favorite camera because it's gonna do majority of my shooting now. So for me to go and do my day of shooting, I'll have this camera here, which is my my DSLR, and I'll have my drone with me, and I'll do like a day shoot. But yeah, it's nice to have that. That's my favorite. So just to go over some of the stuff, you guys remember this? You guys remember this? This is one of the best GoPro cameras ever made, right? Action camera. An action camera, yes. Oh, look. It's neither waterproof, nor does it have an interchangeable front screen. Or display screen. Oh my goodness, it must not be an action cam then. Ridiculous, guys. It's such a stupid argument when people say that, oh, it has a flip-up screen, it doesn't have a front panel, doesn't have the replaceable, or it's not waterproof, that it's not an action camera. This was one of the best cameras that ever came out, and I still use this thing. And you're telling me I don't like GoPros? You know what? GoPro should go back to the drawing board and start making stuff like this. Stuff that lasts, stuff that doesn't overheat, right? And it still takes great video. You know, I think it's only 1080p, but still, it takes for goofing around. It's great. I might give this to my daughter just for her trips or whatever. Not a big deal. So that's the GoPro. This is my other favorite one. This is something that GoPro should have kept. Okay, and I heard through the grapevine they're bringing this back, this format. This is the Session 5, one of the best cameras ever made. Like, it's just, I still use this a lot because it's so tiny and it takes great video. Unfortunately, it failed at nighttime because I used to have this for hunting, and when I'm hunting in the afternoon to dusk, when the sun hits, when the sun goes down, it starts to get dark and this will fail. This is why I got the Ace Pro. So I'm hoping the Ace Pro will take over the night shooting for this. But this as a daytime camera, like, it's so tiny, like you can mount it on your helmet, you wouldn't even feel the weight of it. That kind of thing, right? This is why I see, I love that format so much that I actually bought this. Oh yeah, I forgot to show this one. So this is the DJI Action 2. Okay, this was my last, second last purchase. See how, look at that, it's so cool. I wanted this format because this is such a convenient small format, and the nice why I bought this was because it was close to the Session, better video on this one, and it also has a screen in the back, which is so cool. Like, the screen is just gorgeous on this thing, right? Like the A2. See, look at that, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful touchscreen, very responsive. You know, like a little tiny thing like this is more responsive than a GoPro 9, 10, 11, 12 in terms of the screen. Are you kidding me? Like, let's be serious here, okay? Anyways. But yeah, that's a great camera, with the exception of, this is really not an action camera. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a pocket camera. It's a necklace camera, body cam. They call it an action camera, but I don't think it is, to be honest with you. Again, another camera that doesn't have a replaceable front screen. Okay, there is no display screen in the front. Okay, and if you use a second module, there's two of these. There's two types. One has a screen, one does not. They're battery packs. So this one holds about 40 minutes of shooting time. You add this in, then you have pretty much the same shooting time as all the other guys. But unfortunately, this piece is waterproof. This one is not. Okay. So that's kind of, I don't know what DJI was thinking about this. Like, this is great. Add this in. It's not so great. Anyways, that's the Action 2. Put that away. So yeah, I love this, the Session 5. You know what? I actually went back and I looked for this specifically because I wanted this format, and this is one of the best rated cameras. I don't know why GoPro got rid of this format. I wish they bring it back. Again, no screen. This thing is removable, but you have to remove 8 screws to get this thing out, and it's not that easy to remove the front, right? But it is replaceable with screws. There's a kit that comes with it, right? I've not yet, of all these cameras that I have, none of them I have yet broken or scratched the front screen. Okay, so just goes to tell you, and I use these a lot. These are not new cameras. They've been around for a while, and they've been used through like heaven and hell. Look at this. It's perfectly clean, the screen. I've not scratched this. I've not replaced this. I've not broken it once, and I use this thing a lot. This thing fell out of a tree. This one I'm a little bit afraid because of the back screen. I have a case for this as well. So anyways, yeah, the Session's great. I wish they'd bring it back, and I heard through the grapevine they may bring it back. They have something like this, but it's bigger. It's like a square. It's kind of ugly looking. Keep it like this. You should be able to put a screen on the back of this now with today's technology. Like, this is pretty old, but it still works great. It still takes great videos. And then I have the Sony one. I'll get the best one. This is one of my best HDR1. This is Sony's try at an action cam. You know what? It takes great videos. It really does. I had this thing underwater is really nice. It's one of the best cameras I have underwater. Unfortunately, it's just so weird looking. Like, it's just, like, I don't know. I think this was designed to be on a helmet, on the side of your helmet. They were going after the contour business, I think, the design. It didn't do very well. Like, you can't put this on your chest. It just this looks weird, right? But yeah, great video. Very intuitive. Doesn't have a display screen at all. You know, I seem to still frame with this thing. No replaceable screen. So here we are chirping about no replaceable screen, no front panel, no display panel. That is not action camera. These are all action cameras, right? They're rated as action cameras. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And we never always had those features. We're just spoiled by it, and we just assume that you have to have those things to be an action camera, which is not true. These are still great. I still use this. I'm going to stop using it this year, I think. I've been using it since last year. So things are going to change a little bit from my bag. I've got 2 new cameras that I'm going to be taking over for most of the cameras. This guy was one of my first cameras. I don't know if you guys remember this, a Contour. It's a great little pen camera. Like, this thing, the maximum is only, I don't have a memory card in there. The maximum on this, it still works. The maximum resolution is 1080p on this, and that's it. I think they had another one that was a Contour 2K. It was like, wow, 2K. Now we're shooting standard 4K, which is kind of funny. This one doesn't have a replaceable screen either. It has a rotating screen. Go figure. It actually rotates, so if you turn it 90 degrees, it doesn't have the auto horizontal lock that we have today, right? You actually have to physically change the lens to shoot 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and so on and so forth. And these are just rails. It's even got a 1/4 inch rails that it came with a mount, so you mount on the side. I used to have this on my ski helmet. It's actually really cool. Like, it looks like those tactical helmet cams, which is basically what this is. You can actually find tacticams now, which look like this, but shooting at a higher resolution. Tacticams are very popular. They're actually another action camera. They're using a lot of hunting, like mounted on rifles, machine guns, bows, crossbows, that kind of thing. And it looks almost like this. It just doesn't have this hump. It's just like a tube. So those are called tacticams. I thought about buying one, but they're really restricted to only one kind of use, and I wanted something a little bit more versatile. So that's a Contour, and believe it or not, it still works, and it still has a nice clean screen on there. And I've had this for, I gotta say, it's gotta be 20 years. 20 years, and this thing still works. 20 years? Yeah, maybe, around there. I don't know what the Contour first came out. I bought it when it first came out. The other one that I'll be bringing with me, and this is going to take over a lot of things for me in terms of scuba diving. So this is going to be mounted on my vest when I dive, and it's just because it has the highest amount of battery life on this, because the battery is huge. This is the whole battery. This is the Insta360 1RS, the twin edition, the modular camera. I think I did a brief thing about this. The nice thing about this camera is it actually comes apart, so I can actually take this whole thing apart, and it's all modular. Right, so this is the brains. All right, guys, I guess I hit the half-an-hour mark in my camera shut off, so hopefully I don't repeat myself. Anyways, I was just getting into this. So this is modular. This is the Insta RS1, the twin edition. So twin edition just means that it comes with the 2 lenses. So one is a 4K boost lens, which is this guy, and the other one is actually a 360-degree lens. You'll see there's 2 lenses on the one side, 180, 180. Anyways, the nice thing about this is modular. So the battery is quite big on this, so it lasts a little bit longer, and the screen is not big, so you get as much battery life out of this one, I think probably more than anybody else does. The screen is small. Unfortunately, it's a little bit weird to work with, but again, it's a shooter. You just turn on, just hit record and go. I wouldn't be spending too much time on the screen at all. So this thing pops apart. So the reason that was the reason for this camera. Insta360 comes out with some pretty neat stuff, and it's all modular, so it's not really the format of an action camera, because an action camera is not modular, right? And you can actually take that. So this is the brains right here, this guy, and this was the biggest upgrade because there's an RS as well, RS1, no, R1, sorry, 1R. and it's not as powerful as this one, but it looks almost identical. I think you use the same battery, you can use the same lens. It's just the brains is different on it. So I can actually take this and just pop my 4K boost lens on there, and you can do it so you can actually have the screen in the front, or you can have it in the back. Okay, so if you have it in the front, you can do your framing or whatever, and then this battery just goes right in, and then now you have a 4K shooter. Okay, I'm not a big fan of 4K. It's okay. It's nothing to hum and haw about. I use it mostly for the 360 because it is a 5.7K 360 lens on it, and the quality on this is amazing. You can do some really neat stuff. Excuse me, with 360. So it's more of a fun camera for me. But yeah, that's it. That's for the. Let me just pop this back here. Yeah, it's a nice little camera. It doesn't overheat and it lasts a long time because the screen is small and the battery's big, right? So I'm just gonna pop this out, put this back. And this whole thing is, believe it or not, because it's modular, this whole thing's waterproof. It's neat. I think it's 10 meters waterproof, something like that. Yeah, 10 meters. I tried taking this thing out in the diving in Costa Rica. Unfortunately, it did a really shitty job because these lenses, the 360, do not like anything around them, like covers or protectors and stuff like that, because it does affect the actual, because it's concave, it does affect the stitching process of this lens. And I actually bought a dive housing for this, and I took it down with me to dive in Costa Rica, and I took this thing and I was shooting it around. I thought, oh, that'd be cool, let's get some 360 underwater. And when I got the results back, unfortunately, yeah, it just looked weird, because what happened was the lens front was fine, but where it stitches on the top, because of the case, it distorted that stitching, so it didn't stitch properly. So it looks kind of weird. But I think what I'll do is I'm gonna be in Cuba next week, and I'm gonna do some diving and snorkeling. I think I'm gonna take this down snorkeling without the case. I just have to make sure to rinse it well because of the salt water, right? And I want to see if I can do some. Hopefully we'll do some 360. If there's corals are good, it's gonna look cool. I've seen people do this underwater without the case, and it looks really cool. 360 underwater would be amazing. You can navigate like 360 degrees up and down, right? It's wild. So yeah, it's not a professional camera by any means, but it's a nice little shooter. It's fun. It's tiny, and it's about the same size as the almost a little bit bigger than the DJI Osmo. This is the original Osmo, and I'll talk about that in a second. So anyways, that's a goofy, you have to have these things protected for it. Just, you don't want to, you scratch out lens, it's done, and you can't even get protectors from them. There's no lens guards, nothing. I bought the lens guard, it doesn't work. It's distorted because of the concave. Anyways, that said, where am I here? Did I do this? Did I do the contour? No, I did the contour already. So anyways, I'm going to do the last one here. Guys, you guys talk about me talking about the comparison with DJI and GoPro and stuff like that. Guys, one of my favorite cameras is the DJI, and I still love my DJI. This Osmo has been such a workhorse for me, and it's been through so much with me. It's been through so many dives. I've done so much footage with this. But that's why I was kind of opting to get the DJI A4, because I had so much good luck with the Osmo. But what I did was I made a mistake. I went and bought the DJI Action 2, which turned out to be a real dud for me. And it just, I don't care what anybody says. Like, it shoots great video, but it's just not an action camera, even though it says it is, right? It's finicky with temperature. It doesn't even have a waterproof battery connector to it, so it's kind of useless. If you want longer than 40 minutes of shooting time. And that's why it left a bad taste in my mouth with DJI, and I kind of, so I've been kind of, debating whether to go with the DJI or go with the Ace Pro. But because of the low light feature and the AI feature with the pause function and the interface, I actually opt for the Ace Pro, and I don't regret it at all. I really like the Ace Pro, to be honest with you. I'm glad I got the low light, because I think that's going to really do well for my shooting purpose. May not be for anybody or you guys. Everybody has different ways of using that camera. Anyways, great camera. I still will use it. This is still going to come with me on my trips. I'm not big on this battery latch thing, though. It's kind of weird. I wish I think they redesigned the new ones, right? Because this one you gotta like press it twice to get it out. It's kind of weird, yeah. It's like spring loaded. Yeah, this will be probably going to my wife for video recording. I still like this camera. Like she was using the old GoPro, which is really old. So this will. I'm coming on. Remember this? I'm just in a mooch. Oh, it's my watch. Yes, thank you. What? Yeah, my camera turned off. So, anyways, back to this. I'll be done in about 10 minutes. So yeah, that's this. So this will still come with me. It's still one of my favorite, and it's still a solid product, guys. No joke. I still love this guy. Anyways, I'm just gonna finish this off with a couple of quick things. You guys have noticed that I've had these two cameras here. I don't know if this is charged up enough. Maybe not. You have some power here. I'm charging. I haven't used that camera in a long time. This is a well, it looks like an SLR, right? So this is what we used to call, when I used to sell cameras, this is what we call the bird watching camera. Okay. The reason why, please turn on my battery. And the battery still works in this. It still works. Look at this. Sweet. Anyways, I'm just gonna set this up. Like, this is the camera, like crappy LCD screen. Even it has a viewfinder, which is great. It has a hot shoe. It works almost like an SLR. It has a lot of expert settings. You go into manual settings, aperture priority, shutter priority, that kind of thing, which is really cool for a camera like this. It's even got a little pop-up flash as well, so if you want to take flash like an SLR. Now here's the biggest advantage of this camera. You guys see this? That's a 50x zoom optical lens. You know why they call it a bird watcher now? Okay, this thing still works, and it's a FujiFilm lens. FujiFilm lens is one of the best lenses back in the 80s and 90s. Their optics are phenomenal, and the pictures this thing takes, it looks crappy on the LCD screen, but when you see it on the computer, it's just phenomenal. And it's only a 16 megapixel camera, right? So yeah, this is a bird watcher, great camera. So these are pretty much done. I still have it. I kept it. I was gonna sell it, but you know what? I can still use this. Still takes great photos at 50x zoom. What do you know has a 50x zoom? Nothing, right? Anyways, that's that camera. So what has taken over is these guys. Okay, so this is what we call a vacation camera. They're called point and shoot long zooms. I sold a lot of these, and I have two of these. One is the Canon, and this one is the Panasonic Lumix. I like Panasonic. I like Lumix stuff. They also use like a lens technology. Sony was using Carl Zeiss for the longest time, right? But like, this thing is incredible. Like, I took this with me to Italy, and the stuff that this, like, I could show you footage that this thing took. Like, we were in one of the museums in Venice, and when we were up the top floor of the museum, there was windows that was open, and we could look out to Venice. And there was a restaurant on top of a building pretty far away, right by where the ports were, where the ships were. And I saw people eating. You could just barely make out for the people eating out in the dining room. It was an outdoor patio. And I took this camera and I zoomed it, and it's a 30x optical. And I zoomed it and I caught a couple eating at a table like they were just next to us. It was that close, and it was pretty clear, right? So that's where this technology is, and I can actually manual zoom with a ring on the outside. This is my travel camera from now on. Where we're planning on doing a lot of traveling. We're retired, so we're gonna be doing I'm gonna do a lot of photography. I want to concentrate on my photography gear. This thing is phenomenal. It took me through Italy. I was in UK, and you should see some of the photos. If you guys want to see samples, let me know. I'll post them. You should see some of the stuff that came out of this camera. It's unbelievable, and it actually shoots 4K, and I can zoom in 4K. Figure that one out. It's pretty cool what this guy can do. Nice screen on the back, and it's even a touch screen. I could focus on points when I touch on the screen. Isn't that wild? Anyways, great camera. It's about, you're looking Canadian, it's about $400 for this camera, right? So that's that. For good, you know, we're at the era now where we can have a smaller gear bag with some pretty high-end technology. some stuff that can get us really good results. You know, we have a long zoom for that, bringing things up close and getting a good photo. Even without the zoom, this thing takes insane photos. Like, it's just I think it's a 20 megapixel, 21 megapixel. I have a Canon, which is a 19 megapixel, and it's a 40x. It's even wider or longer zoom. It's a smaller camera though. My wife has that one. You know, my gear bag will consist of this and this and this from here on in. I'm dropping my GoPro, I'm dropping my DJI Action 2 and those other cameras. So this will be the 4 that I will always travel with now. I have one to get great night shots, videos, great action shots. I have one to do 360 if I want to, or 4K if I want to. I have a backup camera that will do great 10. I'll probably drop this to 2.7K at 60 frames and shoot 2.7K on this one only. And I have my stills and my super long zoom camera here. This is really what we need. Remember back in the old days, we had those big video cameras with the flip out screens and with the big SLRs. We're no longer in that era. You can still carry an SLR if you want to. I used to always carry this camera with me when I was filming. It's a full SLR with a big lens on it. But it got to the point where it was just getting too heavy and too bulky, you know, especially when I started diving. I just couldn't fit everything in, so I had to condense my my gear bag. And this was the best way I could do it. And you can get some really nice footage from this setup. I'm sure, you know, you can do GoPro, you can do DJI or whatever, but this is the setup I have, and this is my main setup for doing great photography and good videography. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna close it off here. It's been long enough. I think it's 45 minutes now. Sorry for the rant. There was a lot to cover here. Guys, have a good one. Enjoy. Peace out and respect. Ciao.